Let's come back into downward dog if we left. And really notice now the activation through the quadriceps, the filling of the upper back space as we press the hands into the ground and really feel that foundation in the first finger and the thumb. So now that we've refined a little bit more in our downward dog, we can take these tiny little micro movements with us as we continue to practice and continue our yoga practice. From downward dog, really press your hands and shift forward into plank and coming onto the tippy toes. So we really feel now this activation, this upper back strength. You're not really overly rounding the upper back, but you're definitely feeling those muscles kick in. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and feel this whole energy travel down the back body through the glutes. Fire up your hamstrings and press through your heels just to be aware of that whole back body strengthening and lengthening. Take another breath in. And as we exhale on your toes or even drop your knees, I'll drop my knees today, shift forward, then lower with control as if you're resisting on the way down. Lower all the way down to the ground. And rest. Keep your fingertips down, keep your hands down, maybe rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Take your legs a little bit wider for a moment and maybe turn the toes in just to release the low back. So you can always stay here, especially if you're having any lower back discomfort today or if you have a pre-existing lumbar issue, any disc issues. It's good to be more conservative with any injury. Please be mindful of your practice. If you would like to strengthen your back, we're going to bring the feet so that the feet are more hip distance. And now extend your arms forward so that we're on the fingertips. For this posture, your gaze will be down, so maybe just watch first and then taking your time to come into the pose yourself. So we really feel those shoulder blades draw down the back and extend the arms, just lifting the upper body. So there's a lot going on here. Always keep your fingertips down. We want to keep that connection so that we're not floating out in space everywhere. Okay, so always keep your connection, but be light on your fingertips. So think about strengthening the back of the body. As we breathe here, pressing the toenails down, lengthening, opening. Exhale, come all the way down. Give yourself a moment, either turn those toes in or you can windshield wiper the legs, rocking the legs side to side, maybe taking your knees a little bit wider. Let's do that again. It's really nice to strengthen the back body. Many times, through different exercise programs and even yoga classes, sometimes we spend so much time on the front of the body and the abdominals that we forget about the back. So this is all part of our core awareness as well, is to get everything connected. Think all the way around. That's part of a well-rounded practice. Let's do it again. Or rest. Now extending the arms, fingertips, draw the shoulder blades down your back. Start to notice those inner elbows lifting and then really plug your shoulders in. So now you feel the lats engaging, the latissimus dorsi muscles through your back body. Lift and breathe. Legs stay long and strong and connected. Let's take another breath in. Don't worry about how high you're going or how you look, but go by how you're feeling. Am I working the back muscles? And sometimes it's unfamiliar, so it takes time to get into it. Don't overdo it. Take one more breath. And as we exhale, come down, relax, release your forehead, maybe rock side to side, windshield wiper the legs. We're done with that one. Take your arms by your sides for a moment. Turn your head to one side, resting on your favorite cheek. And just let your shoulders relax. We're going to do a shoulder opener in a moment, a shoulder opener. Gently lift your head and take your head to the opposite side. So the opposite cheek is down. Tends to be our non-habitual side. And make sure you've rocked out those legs a little bit to release the back. And then we're going to bring ourselves so that our legs are back on our yoga mat if they left. Extending the arms out to a T so your palm is down. So when we do this posture, we want to keep ourselves in alignment. The shoulder needs to be in line with the elbow, and the elbow is in line with your wrist, of course. Palm stays down. So for the purpose of this, I'll roll so that you can see the front body first. So keeping your right shoulder grounded, the arm stays in a T. You're going to gently bend both knees, keep your head relaxed and releasing, and roll on to your right side. So we're using the ground as a guide here. The ground is holding us in place and opening the chest and the shoulder. There are many modifications here. We'll keep it basic today, making a little tent with your left hand and gently rolling the chest open. And then you can take your legs so that you feel a nice support with the legs. Bend the knee, place the foot down. I like to anchor that top foot so I really feel secure. If you're happy, if you're saying, I do a lot of chest opening, I'd like a little more, you can extend your left arm up and just reach back, but please keep your head relaxed. If it's really uncomfortable for your neck and you find you're holding your head up, maybe put a little bit of a blanket underneath, something sturdy, so that the neck isn't straining. You don't have to work to keep the head up. We like to keep the neck relaxed. Good. Take another breath in. And as we exhale, come all the way down onto your belly. Let your legs relax. Give yourself a moment in between. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So be very gentle, very mindful, keeping the palm down. Rolling to the side. Make that kickstand leg. Notice if this side is any different and just honor those sensations. No judgment. Just thank yourself that you're doing your practice today. And breathe into the front body. Feel the shoulders draw down. You can extend the opposite arm if you like that variation, or just keep your hand down and give yourself support. Either way is fine. Gently inhale and exhale, coming back onto your belly, taking our arms by our sides. And now take your one cheek down, whichever side you'd like is fine. We're going to move into what I call a half froggy leg. It's just kind of a fun way to remember this one. And you don't need a lot for this one. I like to have a little bit of a blanket underneath. You're welcome to use a beach towel, which is actually amazing for this pose because it's just the right amount of thickness and it's not too soft. But a yoga blanket is also great. So if we take our yoga blanket and just bring it underneath or right to our sides, and we'll do the left leg first so that you can see. If we roll to the side and take the left knee and the left ankle on top of the blanket, use your forearms here for support, and now shift so that your hips are generally facing the ground and you can release here. So a half frog leg is much better because it gives us more stability and control. If you find that your hips are resisting, you're welcome to just roll away from the leg a little bit, ease up, and then come back into it. This posture You could take a while here, so just give yourself a moment and breathe. So the inner arch of the foot is on the blanket or the ground. We won't be here for too long, so if you don't have a blanket or a towel, it's fine. We'll still get that hip opening. Feel that sinking sensation through the pelvis. No pain, no pinching in your low back. If you feel that at all, please extend your legs straight and maybe just rock your legs side to side. Don't want any back discomfort here. Good. Slowly rolling onto your right a little bit so you can extend the leg back. Give yourself a little transition time in between. A few deep breaths into your lower back. Then we'll switch sides. So you can come up towards your forearms, reach around, grab the blanket or towel, and do the same thing on the other side. And we'll gently shift over to the left a little bit so that we can get the right knee and ankle supported on the prop. Take your time, shift so the pelvis is generally facing towards the ground. Let your belly rest. Take your hands where you're comfortable. Allow for that sinking sensation through your hips, gently opening. This is a lovely pose. If you want something, you'd like to stay here, you could be here for like several minutes and maybe even take another blanket to your lower back. And that just helps to make us feel a little more grounded, but we won't be here as long today. And relax your face. Feel the inner thighs just melt a little bit more. Knee feels fine, ankle feels fine, lower back is happy. Give yourself a moment. And very slowly, we're going to come out of this. So rolling towards your left, let your right leg extend and take any small transitions in between. Maybe rock and shift. We're going to counter pose on our backs. So as we move on, we're just going to flip over like a pancake and come onto our backs. And once we're there, draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a little hug. Maybe massage your hamstrings or roll your ankles or roll your legs around, massaging the hips now.